Monae here, the Sensual Intuitive, helping you to navigate your own spiritual GPS. Okay, so I am live. This is actually the first time that I have ever been live on YouTube. So congratulations to us. And I decided to come on today to talk to you guys about where I've been for approximately the past 4 months and talk about what's next for me, for us, and just share with you a little bit of my life journey lately on a personal level in relation to sharing my gifts. So I'm just going to start off by clearing negative energy and transmuting it into higher energies as we have this conversation. So first and foremost, I want to say that I am grateful for my subscribers, for the Sensuals that have stuck with me, remain subscribed to my page while I learn about this thing called life and learn about my gifts and things, how to navigate them, how to share them. Because I know you can just subscribe to a channel and easily forget about it, and maybe that is what happened to some extent, but I also am just grateful for the presence, right? For my Patreon subscribers and for any connection that I may have with somebody in, the physical world or on other platforms. Just thank you for being a part of this journey, whether we're having a constant connection or not. So there's that. So next, where have I been? I have been, how do I put this like in the best words that make sense? A little lavender oil for, calming effect of the nervous system. Um, I've been really delving more consciously, subconsciously, purposefully, and just naturally into figuring out how to strengthen, become more familiar with, and share my intuitive healing gifts through different mediums, right? Like in my personal life, in connection with people that I have not met in the physical world, like I have always had these gifts like in multifaceted ways, but I have not always been open about it. It's only been about the past year, maybe going towards year and a half, that I have actually shared my gifts of like discernment, shared some of my gifts of healing, shared myself in sharing like my what I've learned about some things for healing the physical body or the spiritual body, and things like that. I just always have naturally done it. Like, okay, hey, like somebody say, oh, I'm not feeling good, you got a headache. I'm like, oh, what's going on? What are you feeling? What are your symptoms? But just saying out loud, hey, I identify as an intuitive healer. That's just not something that I've always been comfortable doing. Understood what type of gift it was and how I should share it. Understood the boundaries that I should place around it, understood the rules I should set for engagement with other people, myself. And I've been learning that ever since I decided, okay, I'm going to step into this. I've learned, oh, there's a whole lot of energetic, spiritual, physical, mental, emotional, financial protection that has to go in place in order for me to be able to successfully share the gifts that I know that I am supposed to be sharing. Also, depression is something that I have experienced since I was a very early teenager, and there are times when I have gone in and out of that, and I shut down sometimes with life and trying to balance things, and being a caregiver, being a provider, and stuff like that. So that has always affected my productivity when it comes to quote unquote work or gift or purpose. And also, like I said, as I navigate boundaries, like having to learn, boundaries around my intuitive gifts and stuff, I learned, oh my God, like you can get sucked dry very easily. You literally have to you have to have protocols for self-preservation. You have to stay connected to source and to spirit in order to continue to have the energy and the understanding and the knowledge and the wisdom and the freedom to be able to put out these messages. I just never knew about the self-care part, and I realized in retrospect that dealing with autoimmune issues and depression, anxiety. I'm like, wait a minute. Me going public with my spiritual gifts allowed me to identify that the physical ailments that I have been dealing with that I thought were separate from my spiritual existence are actually manifested from a lack of boundaries within myself and rules of engagement for other people in relation to my spiritual gifts, because I am an empath, because I am highly discerning, because I am able to translate. Sometimes I call myself a spiritual translator messages, because I can be a medium for people that are transitioning or in transition. I'm going through life doing all these things with no protection and no limitation on how I share it with people or how I interact with it, or no, and even in the spiritual world, setting limits or calling my power, or saying, hey, today is an off day for me. I need to reboot, like I appreciate everyone on the spiritual side and the physical side that are trusting me with this. But today I need a day to, and I'm all getting emotional speaking about it. Today I need a day, right? So just in the last year, going, a little bit over, I'm, I don't want to say hit a wall, but came to a place where I'm like, oh my gosh, like I have to protect myself. And this is also, like I said a minute ago, the root of why I have struggled with these ailments throughout my life, because I did not have protection around myself. I wasn't taught that. I wasn't even introduced to these gifts as something, as it being a gift, or as it anything that I was able to express openly, and definitely not how to protect myself. So that's what I've been learning. But, and I'll say and, because but is a contrast, but and while I've been learning this, I have missed like sharing my messages with you all so much, like, because I do it like in my everyday day-to-day life, just because that's who I am. But I have missed it. I have missed my uploading schedule. If it's something that you accidentally undid, just click the go back button. Or that's my baby. She's in there working on some art on the computer. Thank you. You're welcome. I know that when I hear it. Okay, I'm sorry. Where was my I apologize. Where was my thought process? Go back. Okay. So I have, let me just start with my thought was. I have tremendously missed, that's what I was gonna say, my uploading schedule. Like, even though, I sit down, plan it out, make videos, recording messages and things, and then sometimes it could be a bit stressful. I miss it so much. And so another thing that I've learned in this space is, oh my God, I don't know why my eyes want to water. Another thing that I have learned in this space is how tremendously important sharing my gift is with people. Like, this is who I am. This is what I'm called to do. And like I said, I consider myself an intuitive healer. So that manifests in multiple ways, but part of it is this. Part of it is talking to people about the messages that I received. Part of it is translating spiritual messages, from the spirit realm into the physical realm. I feel so purposeful in that space. And, I have just been feeling called back to it and called back to it, and I've had conversations with people. There was one friend in particular that just urged me to get back in the space. But what I found in those conversations was that I had to come to a place of like making the decision like on my own. So I'm so grateful, like I said, for the people, the energies, beings that rock with me in my space of transition. Um, and I'm grateful for the lessons in this space and for the ability to move forward and to be able to talk and say, hey, um, this is what's been going on with me. This is the growth that I've come to, and this is how we're gonna go forward. So that's a perfect segue into what's next. What's next? With my interaction with you all. So the truth is, I am going to get back into intuitive messages. I'm getting into some other ventures as well. And really, really optimistic about some things coming up. That are in the same category of intuitive healing, just addressing different things of your aura, mind, body, soul, and spirit. Um, as far as YouTube, particularly Patreon, I'm not sure if I'm going to return to my schedule that I had before, which was a Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday posting, and then having the three types of messages, which were intuitive messages, sensual, say so, and erotic and erotic and unapologetic. And then also intuitive reminders. So I'm not exactly sure if I'm going to return exactly back to that. I may, but I'm definitely purposeful and intentional about reconnecting and rebuilding more consistent engagement. And I just want you guys to know that this push has nothing to do with attempting to monetize my page or anything like that, because working in purpose, I know, is eventually going to put me in places that I have always envisioned since I was a child, right? So this is not about that. This is literally about completely missing my purpose and interacting with you all, and missing the part of my purpose that involves interacting with you all and wanting to give, because I've been feeling urged towards that, to give. Like, if you read the Bible or you're familiar with it, there's a verse that says, give and you shall receive. And it's not so much about, oh, let me hurry up and start back giving so I can receive. It's about the fact that I understand that is cyclical, and that as I request things from universe, as I manifest things through my thoughts, as I learn to receive the blessings that are for me, and in the expectancy, I know that there's an expectancy that it's due to come from me too, not only because it feels amazing to me, but because it's my duty. It's my duty with boundaries in place and rules of engagement, and an understanding more about who I am and how to share my knowing. I feel empowered um to start from a place of more wisdom again, right? To crank the car back up, because sometimes you gotta just overheating. You just gotta crank it back down. Give me 1 second. You just gotta crank it back down, and you know, and let it cool, let everything settle under that hood. Maybe open it up a little bit. If you studied and a little bit about a pickup truck or whatever, sometimes you gotta let that thing out, and then you get on back on the road. This is life. This is life. Everybody doesn't do it the same, but sometimes that's definitely necessary for me. What's up, babe? What you need? You sure? Are you sure? Okay. What did you need? How to spell Halloween. You got it? Yeah, it popped up when I put H. Okay. All right. Multitasking, baby. You know what I'm saying? That pickup truck got a lot of stuff up in the trunk, okay? So anyway, yeah, that's that. I feel called to be a little bit more definitive. Um, a little bit more definitive about my schedule, and maybe that's a call within myself for me to get clear about what I want to do. Spirit. Okay, let's ask Spirit. Let's get into this just a little bit. Spirit, do you want me to share with my community what my schedule is going to be? Oh, okay. I already feel like I got an answer in my head, but we're gonna shuffle a little bit. And this is just to, get comfortable. This is something that I have gotten into a little bit more. And I always say, like, my discernment is me. I am the human body hosting the spirit that has these gifts, right? And so any medium that I use, cards, crystals, anything that I use is just an extension and a clarifier. Wow, look. Look, okay, this fell out first. This card says step back. This card says speak up, and this card says bravery. So let's read step back first and fill out first. It says you're being asked to step back from your life in order to gain perspective. You're too close to the situation. It can be hard to make a decision. Span out and view your life from a distance so you can get the perspective needed. Wow. And this is literally, as you can see, the card shows the arrow kind of stepping back, but this can also be seen as stepping forward. And I feel like this represents um I feel like this really represents the space that I am stepping out of. I had to step back, and now it's a step forward. And so sometimes when you do a three card reading, you can read it as past, present, and future. So I really feel like in this case, this is how this is naturally coming out. And then the next card clearly says speak up, and this will fall into the present place. This is the next card that I saw. What you're not saying is eating you up inside. You can't keep this in forever. It's time to let it out so you can move on and be happy. And that speaks to generally things in your life that you need to speak up about, but maybe it took you some time to figure out or even decipher what it is that you needed to say. And it has been eating me up inside not to share my gift on this platform and other spaces. So that's present. And then future, which these are all happening at the same time. Realize that too. It says bravery. You've been asked to make a tough decision that you've been putting off out of fear, because of fear, sorry, which is understandable, but you have the strength and bravery to make this decision, and you will feel so much lighter. This is so lining up with what I already said. Like, I stepped back, I took some time, you know what I'm saying? Like, I placed my heart under lock and key to take some time and take care of me. But I turned around and you're standing there. So that's the energy and song coming to my head. So it's like I stepped back, you know what I'm saying? I did my cha-cha back, but I'm doing my cha-cha up. To speak up and share my gifts and just be brave enough to go on this journey with you guys. So with that being said, the question that I asked Spirit is, do I share my schedule? So I'm gonna say for now, what's on my mind and heart is to do my regular posting schedule. So the intuitive messages are just that intuitive messages that come to me to be shared with my community. The Sensuals Say So is where I connect pleasure and messages about pleasure and purpose. And then the erotic and unapologetic is where I affirm the Black man through sensuality, love, and intuition. So then I have funny clips I post sometimes, personality clips, and quick intuitive reminders, and whatever else I want to put on my page. This is my page. So yeah, that's that, but all connected to some type of spiritual healing. So for now, I'm gonna go back to my Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday schedule on YouTube and on Patreon. Until I decide maybe I want to make some changes, if I decide to make changes. So as I wrap this up, I'm going to say thank you for being here with me today. Thank you for your support in positive capacities. I affirm that this message and this live will land with who it should, exactly how it should, when it should. And I say peace, love, light, and just enough darkness to make sure a mother effer don't play with you. Mwah. So excited. Love you guys. See you soon. Peace. And I'm out. Well, I think I'm out. Obviously, this is my first time going live because I don't know how to get off here, but I'm gonna figure it out. I'm smarter than the fifth grader. You know what I'm saying? Okay, it's still not stopping. Don't know how to do this shit. Okay, I'm gonna figure it out, y'all, and I'm leaving all this up in here. Okay, let's stop streaming. Are you sure you want to stop streaming? Yeah, I don't know how to get off of this thing. Is there a way? Oh my gosh. Do you stop streaming? Do you immediately share it? How do you do this? How do you do this? Okay, I think share means that you're on live. Like you want to share the live. Oh my gosh. My fear is of losing it. Okay, I'm gonna push this button. We're gonna see what happens. Okay.